Nike is a company that has successfully made themselves a household name. From the famous swoosh to the Just Do It slogan, Nike is easily identified. Nike was founded in 1964 by Bill Bowerman, a track and field coach, and Phil Knight, a mid-distance runner at the University of Oregon. The original company, Blue Ribbon Sports, was founded with only $1,200 in the bank. In 1971, Bowerman was inspired to use a waffle maker to mold the soles of Nike shoes. They were inspired to make the slogan Just Do It after serial killer Gary Gilmore said, "Let's do it," just before he was executed by a firing squad in 1977. They launched the first Just Do It campaign in 1988, featuring Walt Stack, who was an 80-year-old icon plodding across the Golden Gate Bridge. This connects to Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point, discussing the 3 rules of academics. We have the stickiness factor, the law of the few, and the power of context. Nike uses the stickiness factor in every ad with their slogan, Just Do It. This slogan is the first thought that comes to mind when talking about Nike and helps make it a household name. While everyone may know Nike for their athletic wear and catchy slogan, you may not know Nike has had a few issues along the way. In 1996 and 1997, Nike was found to have illegal and harsh working environments in Asian factories. An accounting firm spot audit of the large Vietnamese factory, which was leaked to the press by a disgruntled employee, reported widespread violations of local regulations and atmospheric pollution, causing respiratory problems in 77% of the workers. An investigator for Vietnam Labor Watch found evidence of widespread abuses and a pervasive, quote, sense of desperation, unquote, from 35 interviews with Vietnamese workers. An Australian organization published a highly critical case study on Nike's Indonesian factories as well. And the Hong Kong Christian Industrial Committee released an extensively documented study of several Chinese factories, including 3 used by Nike, which reported 11 to 12-hour work days, compulsory overtime, violation of minimum wage laws, exposure to dangerous levels of dust and toxic fumes, and employment of workers under the age of 16. These findings put Nike under a huge degree of public scrutiny. To assure compliance, the company conducts spot audits of labor and environmental conditions by accounting firms. Early in 1997, Nike retained a consulting firm, co-chaired by Andrew Young, the former ambassador to the United Nations, to carry out an independent evaluation of the labor practices in Nike factories. After visits to 12 factories, Young issued a report that commented favorably on working conditions in the factories and found no evidence of widespread abuse or mistreatment of workers. Nike's workers were not treated as well as Nike originally indicated, nor were the products made in accordance with governmental laws and regulations. Nike's statements regarding proper wages were also found not to be true. All of these false claims that were included in the Young report said that all of the factories were doing a good job and operating morally, which was not true. When Nike was challenged on these false claims, they argued that they were unaware that this report was flawed, which caused many law enforcement officials to argue whether it was free speech or false advertising. Nike's slogan, Just Do It, is an example of obedience and conformity, one of the top 10 psychology and PR studies. Because the brand is so popular, athletes want to present Nike when practicing, competing, or even doing everyday non-athletic tasks. Those athletes conform to what's popular and encourage others to just do it as well. The Nike Foundation, started in 2004, invests in the greatest unrealized source of human potential today, adolescent girls. They are seeking the best investment to end global poverty with the highest returns. In short, they can stop poverty before it starts by getting to the mother of every child that will be born into poverty before that first child is born. Because when a girl living in poverty has a chance to reach her full potential, she isn't the only one who escapes the circumstances she was born into. She brings her family, community, and country with her. As a company, Nike believes in the power of human potential. And in 2008, the Nike Foundation partnered with the Novu Foundation, United Nations Foundation, and Coalition for Adolescent Girls to create the Girl Effect. Although Nike has encountered many difficulties along the way, they continue to be one of the most successful apparel companies and strive to do the best they can to reach communities around the globe.